rather evening, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And I hope you're fine. Let's get to it. Now, today there was a very serious grilling of the Honorable Eric Mutai, the governor of Kericho County, guys. Now, remember, there's a time that people, the MCAs were actually planning this. I think it was last year, somewhere the end of the year. And when MCAs began to want to oust the governor of Kericho, Eric Mutai, out of power, Ruto came out and spoke about this, and he defended, telling the MCAs to stop being foolish, all right? And he was on the defense side of Mutai because Mutai is actually one of his best, according to what he thinks. Now, it has happened that we have very funny evidence that came out in court. We had about, 10 counts on corruption of Eric Mutai. And he was not ashamed to come up and speak to defend himself and indicate that the MCS were just being interested in his position. He specifically abusing, or rather accusing, the speaker of Kericho County. Now, according to the Eric Mutai, he thinks that the governor of, not the governor, but the speaker of the county of Kericho wants to take his leadership, and also after he takes, he is going to oust him and the deputy out of the gubernatorial position. Now, how real is this? You know, it became so interesting that I had to watch all this. And when I watched, I really found him guilty. Even without the proceedings going on, it is actually a serious situation. When you look on the ground, you can be a sinner, but you cannot sin to that level. You know, how does somebody pay himself a lot of millions and do the re-roofing? Not even re-roofing, actually. He just does the repainting of houses, you know. He has been accused of paying companies which have not done anything in the county. He has also been accused of paying others without documents. He has been accused of misappropriating funds and so many other counts, all right? So let's get down to it and see this impeachment process. And of course, you'll see some people defending him, but really, I wouldn't stand for such a person who is trying to run down the county in such a manner. Daniela Mdeu, thank you so much for coming about. You've always been here. I saw you the other day. I think it was Wednesday when I was doing the live stream. So thank you so much for coming back and like the video. I really appreciate all of you. There are so many people who always come here, sacrifice their time watching what I'm here for, and, you know, supporting me. I really appreciate. And today I said I'll be doing a live stream now and then go back to my other channel and try out some other stuff at the social aspect of Nyabohanze. So thank you so much, guys. And while I was watching the sessions going on, I saw a lot of, you know, counts being mentioned. Let's just go through this.
As established. Yes, we were given a mandate, and that mandate is in my affidavit, paragraph 8. And the first thing that we did...
Allow me to put the question. So let me take you a step further and ask this question as follows. Have you presented an affidavit before the Senate?
Yes. It is in my... It is in volume 2.
Are you able to give us the page? Is that the affidavit at pages 51 to 78 of volume 2?
Yes.
Do you stand by the contents of the affidavit at pages 51 to 78 of volume 2?
Yes, I stand.
Allow me then to briefly move to the mandate of that committee. What made that committee to be established as an ad hoc committee?
Okay, on 10th July 2025, His Excellency Fred Kiwi wrote a letter to the Assembly on issues on financial impropriety. and that is what made the county assembly to establish an ad hoc committee.
Thank you so much. Let's go to how you discharged your mandate as a committee. How did you take
All
evidence
right.
as a committee?
The first thing that we did is that we...
So I wouldn't take you through that long process, guys, but while I was watching that session going on, I'll be getting somewhere to show you more, but
Because
watching
we don't
that
have time,
session,
just give us the list of the witnesses. The senators will read for themselves. Just give us what material,
You know.
generally, in the interest of time, did these witnesses present to your committee?
Okay, it is in paragraph was to make sure that they procure works of less than...
Josh, welcome.
so that it
Thank you so
meets
much.
requests for
So while I was
qualifications.
watching those
The next
sessions,
department?
there were so many,
The next department is water.
What
so
were the key
many.
issues in water?
They overprocured Killian, and they paid orders, delivery notes.
Let's just see the
acquisitions,
accusations
and other
first.
relevant documents.
So they essentially gave you accounting documents for the county government of Kericho.
Yes.
Did this committee complete its work and produce a report?
Yes, we produced a report, and that report is in volume 4A, page 108 to page 190.
Thank you. Generally, what departments in the county government of Kericho were of concern from the findings of that report?
Okay, there were 6 departments. The first one is land and physical planning department.
So let's go step by step. That department of lands, what were the key issues from your committee findings?
Well, the key issue is that there was a proposed repairs, decoration, and re-roofing works that was done in Kipkelian, and they paid without completing the works. That was the first one. The second one in the Department of Lands was public participation.
What was the issue about public participation?
They also paid, and the works were not, they did not do the works.
Thank you. The second department?
Roads,
What were the key issues in the Department of Road generally?
double payments on detentions, and also falsification of documents.
The next department?
Agriculture,
What were the key issues in agriculture?
splitting of contracts.
Maybe you may explain what do you mean splitting of contracts?
Well, it is expected that works of more than 5 million should be subjected to open tendering.
Okay, this is Ilikat. Ilikat, welcome on the channel.
They procure works
Now you can hear
of more
actually
than-
a list
less
of
than 3 million.
claims or a list of accusations here.
The next department?
Double
The next department
contracting,
is, water.
paying without
What were the key
delivery,
issues in water?
you know,
They overprocured.
over procurement.
Money that was budgeted there is only 1 million, but they procured works of more than 3 million.
They procured
Just see that.
goods and services beyond the budget, the budget.
Yes.
We have a budget,
Next
you don't
department.
stick to the budget.
Department is health.
What was the issue in health?
The issue in
Easy. Oh,
they paid
why did you decide to use the name Lilkat though?
to hospitals.
What was the next
Lilkat.
issue? The
Easy is good.
Next department
I
is
would
the
wish you
department
just said it's easy instead of Ilis. Lilkat. Anyway, maybe you have a pet, I don't know.
of finance.
Yeah, thank you so
What were the key
much.
issues in finance?
The key issues in finance was there was no documents, especially
Or documents to support or to do what?
yes to support payment. And I can take honorable members to page.
Now, guys, if you listen to the entire court case that has just started, not even court, but the Senate aspect, Lilkat says, easy. I'm sorry. Easy says, cause it's my YouTube channel. Thank you. I'll be checking on it. Oh, I'll be checking on Lilkat. What type of content do you do? I'll be checking on it to see. Yeah, so I'm so appreciative, Easy. I'll be checking on your platform. That is Lilkat. Her trends kinda. Okay. I'll be checking on it. You know, when we check on other people's channel, we also learn and we support each other. That's good. I hope you've subscribed to my channel too. Josh, did you subscribe to my channel? Danielle Muteo, I know she subscribed already. And into this political analysis, you realize that there is a lot of scrapless activities going on in the gubernatorial positions for many of the governors. And I wonder, recently, President and Raila were trying to say that it's not important or it's not necessary for the oversight to be conducted by the MCAs and senators. But I wonder, because when you check out the kind of scrapless activities that went on at Kericho County, you realize that it's not worth it. It's not worth. You've heard of the counts. You can even be tired of listening to the counts in the Ministry of Labor, in the Ministry of Lands, in the Ministry of waters, in the Ministry of Energy, in the Ministry, almost every ministry has been looted. There has been siphoning of land, payment for supply of air that has not been supplied, double contracting, payment without documents. All those have been accusations laid on Eric Mutai. Now, you remember very well that Eric Mutai was being actually backed up by the president, who said that MCS should stop their jokes and let the stable, Kericho be a stable place. However, after the president has talked about corruption, now MCS have had to come out and pursue the case, and I hope that they will win, because when you look at those counts and evidence, they're just shouting, Now, let's get to see some evidence. There were some houses I saw in the Ministry of what, whereby the governor actually had cheated that he had done the renovations. And I want to get to that.
As the ICT team is putting up, Mr. Speaker, you may direct them so that for witness.
Look at that.
The County Assembly's documents are thin, volume very thin, at page
Look
16.
at that.
As the ICT team is putting up, Mr. Speaker, you may direct them so that we see it up. I'm going to the next question that we save on time.
Let's look at that, guys, and tell me if this governor does not deserve to go home.
To be sequential,
really.
Let us begin dealing with the Department of Lands.
Department of Lands. Let's check on that. I found that very, very, very bad. Very punitive.
Issue.
Kipkelion houses, guys.
I want you to look at volume 4, witness, at page 87. Volume 4 at page 87. And answer the following question. What document is at volume 4, page 87?
Voucher.
What is the project in respect that voucher is generated?
The project is maintenance of lands, housing, and physical planning offices, buildings.
How much money is that voucher paying out?
2,999,000.
Was that payment made before or after the commencement of the work of your ad hoc committee?
Before.
Look at the screens in the house. Did you visit the site of that project?
Yes, we visited the sites on the 30th July, and we took those.
No, give us the full date. 30th July year.
2025.
Is that image a correct representation of the houses you saw in Kipkelion on 30th July 2025?
Yes.
Please wait for me to finish, then you answer for the Hansard. Is that image the correct representation of the house you found on 30th July 2025?
Yes, it is the correct. We took those photos as a committee.
Let us now go to page 129
My goodness. Hey.
of volume 4.
The
What
sort of
document do you see at that page?
A contract. A BQ, sorry. BQ.
even if there is a lot of money in the county, can you really pay 2,900,000 for those houses you've just seen there? That they were doing the roofing and renovation. 2 million shillings will build a whole house of that sort, a new one. And I don't understand, because if you look at those houses that have just been whitewashed, There's no re-roofing that has been done. There's literally nothing. And yet 2 million shillings, 900,000 was paid. It was paid to the contractors, and it was paid before the contract was over. So tell me if that contract firm is not the governor's. Automatically it is the governor's firm, possibly, because you wouldn't be in a position to pay somebody 2,900,000 if that kind of work is done, you know. And these are the things that are happening in Kenya in most of the counties. And yet Raila and Ruto comes out and says that governors should be left alone, and we should have the senators keeping quiet and not conducting oversight. The CEOs as MCS should do their role. And I'm like, which role? Which exact role? You know? And now you can understand why Sakaja is being hunted down. Maybe we'll be seeing what questions they have against him. But let's check on another thing here. I wanted to see whether the house are again tasted here. Let's see here.
Oh, yeah, BQ, sorry. BQ.
Just repeat, what document do you see as page 129 of volume 4?
Yeah, bill of quantities.
The bills of quantities in respect of which project?
A house repair.
Decorations, the council houses, the 15 in number.
Council houses.
And it was signed by county quantity surveyor on
Thank you.
5th September 2024.
So this is a circle of people
house we are
stealing,
seeing
you
on
know.
that screen, the ICT may have to leave the screen on. I don't know why it's going to sleeping mode. Thank you. Is the house we are seeing on that screen the subject matter of that bill of quantities?
Imagine, guys.
Let's just pick one item because time is running. The roofing element in the BQ. What does the BQ prescribe as to be done on the roofing?
Okay, the BQ says that it allows for careful removal of the asbestos roof.
Let's look at the screen. Is the asbestos roof removed?
Not at all.
Proceed.
Okay, it also says that and cutaway is directed by the project manager.
Is that an element of the BQ undertaken from what you can see on the screen?
No.
Not at all.
Next.
Allow for replacement of defective timber work for roofing.
There's
For
no
example,
replacement
after
of
some
timber.
pilots.
Was that done?
Racing coat 115 profile sheet gauge.
Those are resin coat iron sheets.
Yes.
Is that work undertaken?
Resin
Anything
coat,
else?
iron sheets, the replacement of wood, the placement of cutters. My goodness. If this is what is happening in Kenya, in different counties.
Payment status in respect of this project. How much money was paid?
2,900,000.
Let us look at the same volume 4.
My
at page
goodness.
128.
Hey.
Let us pick some other element because this is the sample we are going to do for the Department of Lands. And look at volume 4.
Billing is
For settlement. What is the budget for 2024 to what transaction? Observing as we go.
So serious.
1 day.
Sorry? Sample the Department of Roads
2022 Roads Department
represents of volume 2.
Now I think
regarding
that,
the health
you know,
services.
the lawyer had to even ask, even if you are you hate your county, how do you decide to do this, you know? And he was asking, if you go back to your people and watch around what you've done for them, for example, you've taken 2,900,000, and that is the entire building that you've done for the people. Do you count yourself as a sinner, and then you go to church and sometimes donate some money and they celebrate, say the governor has done good? Like, really? And this is what is happening in Kenya. But when you talk about it and you say there are resources but they are being misused, some people feel like you are just too much. That you're just too much. Let's listen to this part also.
You said the alarm was raised in July?
Yes, July 10th, 2025.
July 10, 2025. And the impeachment, the motion was moved for impeachment on which day? 6th of August, isn't it?
I cannot confirm that.
You don't know when the motion
The
was
only
moved?
person who can confirm that is the mover of the motion.
May I ask you, Mr. Kikwai,
Yes.
you are not in the assembly when the motion was being moved for his impeachment?
Of course, I was there, but I cannot answer for somebody else.
Did you participate in those proceedings?
In voting, yes, I participated on date 15th.
On 15th?
Yes, so if it is the issue of date 15th, I'll answer.
And you don't recall? Okay, that's okay. You don't recall. And it is because you had the alarm as on 25th of July, isn't it?
Now, it happens that there is a lawyer again standing to defend this guy. You know how amazing things are, or how shocking things are in Kenya. You know, there is a lawyer standing to defend the governor, such a sort of governor. How do you even stand with him? How? Even if you are sent by Satan himself,
Yes. Just
you
a
know?
day before the motion for impeachment, isn't it? The speaker has told you to answer the question, please. If you don't know, say you don't know. They were sent a day before the impeachment, isn't it?
Yes, a day before.
Okay. And that one day was enough for him to act.
He had enough time
Okay.
from date
Let me ask you a
10th.
different question. On 10th of July, when you say the alarm was raised, do you have any document it was a communication raising the alarm was made?
During, in the report, you'll
Please just answer my question. In the totality of the documents you brought to court, do you have any document saying, I can place my finger on this document showing that indeed the governor was notified on 10th of July that there are improprieties in the county?
I don't have.
You don't have. Okay. And each of those reports provided for time to act, isn't it? These,
How do you defend such a person on grounds that maybe a report came late or whatever? They knew what they were doing. You know,
for procuring beyond the budget.
if they are procuring beyond the budget, and yet even on the ground, what we can see the work having been done. So I don't understand. I do not understand how you can defend someone like that at all.
So if
You know?
anybody is to be crucified, please look for the Honorable Wetangula. Me, I'll give my perspective.
Oh my God.
He can, sorry to say, Bula under the bus. He's the from Super Senate create even more.
Yeah, so guys, looking at that impeachment of the governor, we'll be talking about it later. But seeing the dilapidated state of that building, you wonder whether that was a renovation or a mere way of making sure that they use funds. You know, sometimes someone can create a project just so as to get a way to acquire funds from it and use it. And that is exactly what I can see in Kericho County. And I do not know, even if God himself would say they forgive, what exactly is this? You know, if governors are doing this to the citizens, then I do not know whether they deserve to be forgiven on the grounds of what they have done. You know, I don't even understand whether you can question the senators for oversighting. I don't even understand whether you can forgive him and fail to impeach him, because if they leave him and fail to impeach him, what will he do in the next years that are left? You know, he will totally consume everything, because he will know he cannot go back to leadership because he has been exposed and now people know exactly who he is, you know. So Mutai is one person who is going to, maybe he may win, because corruption is one of the things that are saturated in the country. Maybe pay some people here and there and fail to actually leave the position. But in reality, someone like him should automatically go home. All right. Now let's get to the yesterday's Katiba Day and see something to do with it. So there was Katiba Day, which is Constitution Day. And it is at the same time where people are trying to propose the creation of the super governors, especially proposed by Raila Odinga. Super governors in counties such as Nairobi, was it Machakos, Nyanza, and where else? So that we have super governors who cannot be questioned. Are you getting that? So if you create regional super governors who cannot be questioned, at the same time, it means that you are creating a larger number of leaders again. And what that does All right, so you're looking at what happened at State House. Of course, you saw what you saw. I did some reaction yesterday a little bit, and today I don't want to really focus so much on it. Okay. Yeah, so that one was one of the meetings in which we clearly saw Otiende ruling. You know, everybody else spoke, but some people are not even making sense, especially Raila Odinga coming up to talk about having super governors. You know, let's listen to this. There is something he said here to suggest that he wants the creation of super governors. And let's listen to this.
Issue of devolution. Kenya, in my view, is too tiny for 47 devolved units. We are just 5 short of the United States, which is a continent. Nigeria, with over 200 million people, has got 34 plus Abuja. South Africa has got 9 provinces. I won't advocate for abolition of any county, but I believe we are ripe for a 3-tier system that has county, regional, and national government.
When I listened to David Wafula giving this analysis, I was surprised because I was not imagining that at any point Raila Odinga would come up with a suggestion to offer regionals again. How do you go back? It's like walking in a reverse. Ladies and gentlemen, can you walk reverse and get to where you want to go? If we are really heading to where we want to go, we cannot go back to, you know, what we used to have. Kenya used to have regions. We used to have districts. We used to have divisions. And we used to have what we call the what? What we call currently wards. What were they? You know? So that we had Katandogo, Mkoa, and all those. Now, do we really go back to that? It doesn't make sense. Of course, when you look at the current, you know, the budgeting, people complain that it's as a result of... They complain that it's as a result of so many leaders that we are having a problem to even pay, you know, and the tax aspect has been raised as a result of the, you know, the not regions actually, but the governors, you know, governors, senators, then women reps, MCS, and all that. It has led to a very large burden. Annabelle, talk up. Talk up and I wait. It has created a very large burden for the citizen in reality. You know? So, I wonder how Raila can begin thinking about the aspect of regional super governors. And comparing us to which country, you know, like sometimes I don't understand the leaders we have in Kenya when they begin comparing with other nations when they want to push their narrative. Now remember, someone's hinted long ago, people hinted long ago that we are going to have now, in 2027, it's possible that Raila is going to merge with the Ruto so that they can win. And I'm seeing that possibility, very high possibility of that, because why should he begin pushing for a narrative of regional leaders, possibly so as to have someone vying for ODM and another one for Kenya Kwanza, and have that umbrella maintained, you know. Of course, people would go back and celebrate that he has made them have what they have got. Anyway, there was some sense that Otiende had to put in place, and I think I was supposed to talk about it yesterday, but I never made it to do so. Yeah. And now I want to bring it to books. Now, all of you understand that Wetangula is going to be pushed out of the speaker position very soon, very soon. And a lot of people again feel that Otiende will be the next to come in, all right? Now, he is the only person who spoke a lot on... person who spoke great within that meeting. Let's listen to this. Let's listen to this video here. or the clip Otiende speaking. And clearly trying to show that he's taking over. So let's listen partly to this.
I'm sure you know them. But more fortunately, I'm here with my speaker, session chair. I hold no leadership position in parliament. So if anybody is to be crucified, please look for the Honorable Wetangula. Me, I'll give my perspective. There's a valid reason why he did that. I believe it's because he knows this.
Oh my God, Otiende. And Otiende went ahead to speak a lot. He said that he has a position. Let me just check on the real video. I don't want to use this. Partly just speaks about something shortly, but I watched that video yesterday and I think I played it when Otiende. I don't know whether I'm going to get it very fast, but Otiende spoke during at KICC. Otiende's speech during KICC Katiba Day meeting. Let me check on it. I had that video here, and I want you to see more than just what has been shown there. Yeah, I remember it was this one here.
Much is given by the Constitution to Parliament.
Right here.
It has the power of the past, it has the power to...
The commercial breaks, whenever you open, they take opportunity.
Both yourself and the Prime Minister were in Parliament, and you are there much longer than me. So if there are things to be known, I'm sure you know them. But more fortunately, I'm here with my speaker, session chair. I hold no leadership position in Parliament. So if anybody is to be crucified, please look for the Honorable Wetangula. Me, I'll give my perspective. I will give my perspective from having participated in the committee of experts to my experience now in 8 years. First, I am the first to concede, and I've said this and I've conceded it in public, that I don't think we, especially the 13th Parliament, I am not here to apologize. But just like all other branches, there are successes, but there's work to be done. At least in our favor, 15 years down the line, we still have a bicameral parliament. 15 years down the line, we've held elections regularly. We are still able to vet. We're even able to impeach, as we recently did. So at least it is there. But there are two problems that I see. One is historical and one is institutional. The historical one, Chair, you will remember, is the problem between the National Assembly and the Senate. In the Committee of Experts, we had designated the Senate as the upper house. You who were in Parliament then decided that we did not need a Senate and removed it. When it came to us, given the historical experience that we had in this country, we decided we needed a Senate at least to protect devolution. So unfortunately, all the powers we had given to the Senate were removed, and we left the Senate with a threadbare role of protecting devolution and taking care of the interests of the devolved units. Very little.
All right, so I hope you've got that long speech, but what Otiende was generally saying that he's not to blame. Wetangula is to blame for the faults here and there in Parliament. He was also raising concerns of the conflict that arise between the Senate and the, the Assembly and all that, So what is he trying to do? He was throwing Wetangula under the bus, and it's because he's confident he's been given some information about what he wanna be. Okay, now let's get to more, because the impeachment process is still going on, and it's not rosy. It's not rosy, because the people are asking why they should believe even the why they should believe the some people were speaking there when they have done so many mistakes.
You need to remind the witness that he's on oath. He has changed his position 3 times on the same matter. So you should help us on which version we should follow. We want to know the truth.
Just take note of whatever you're noticing. It will inform on how you will vote eventually. Proceed, Council, for
So for record purposes, again, Mr. Cheriot, you were not at any given time in the same place and time with one Edna Tunui while preparing this document. You were not.
Yes, I signed my part.
You were. That's not my question. That at no given time were you and Edna Tunui together in the preparation, signing, or commissioning of this document, correct?
Yes.
And therefore, when you append a signature at the end of this document saying that we, the above named, just read paragraph 14 of your affidavit appearing at page 130. Just read what you state there. At paragraph 14 at page 130. Yes. Proceed and read.
Facts upon hearing are true to the best of our knowledge, information, and belief, save where we have stated otherwise, where we verify hereof in the correctness of what we stated.
Do you still stand by the affirmation at paragraph 14 of the affidavit that the contents of this affidavit are true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief?
Yes.
You have just confirmed that you have not seen Edna in the preparation, in the signing, and affidavit that. Page 120. About
we made an AI content
The
authenticity
commercial
tool.
breaks are too
Simply
much.
install the extension.
I'm checking for some file here because it was getting interesting sometimes. It was getting interesting here, you know. And I liked the way he was being asked some questions here and there. But anyway, let's turn to something else and talk about the politics of Gachagua and, you know, the politics of Gachagua and Ruto. You know, some people think that Gachagua is not necessarily supposed to vie to take over from Ruto. But anybody else can be supported and become the president. How true is this? Do you believe in this? Let's listen to some evidence from here to just get to this.
Asikue rais tena 2027. Rigathi Gachagua sio lazima asimame kiti. He can support someone else. Kama Kalonzo ndipo Ruto akwe one term. Lakini kama Rigathi atalazimisha akue kwa hiyo kinyang'anyiro cha urais, Ruto atapata second term.
Good morning, Kenyans. My Wembe point today is the interview the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua had yesterday with Yvonne Okwara in Citizen TV. I have this to say. Gachagua can be a blessing for us to send Ruto home one time. He also can be a curse in the opposition. A blessing in that he's exposing the rot in this government because he was an insider. A case in example, President Ruto has been accused by even international community for working with the rebels and even Al-Shabaab. When Gachagua was asked by Yvonne if there is any evidence, he said not even evidence, he was there. He is the one Ruto alituma airport kuendea the Sudan rebel, head of rebels, anaitwa Hemedi. Yvonne akamuuliza, maybe it was an official meeting ya kuongea about the security of Sudan. Akasema no, he was in that meeting and Ruto and the rebel, head of rebels in Sudan, Hemedi, they were discussing about gold business. Imagine when children and women are dying in Sudan that Ruto was discussing gold with the leader of the rebels. So he's coming out as a bold person who is exposing this regime. Also,
It is getting hotter, you know. It gets hotter when you listen to that, guys. you know, it gets hotter. Now, Malala actually talked in some funeral somewhere. Automatically, you know, when he talks, he will be attacking some people who was being conducted at Malaba. So during that burial, Malala had to take the platform, and all he had to do is to pour out his anger on Mudavadi and Wetangula. And you've just seen the video in which we had the Katiba, the Mudavadi sitting there and Wetangula, and Otiende trying to throw Wetangula under the bus. You know, he looks so humiliated. Anyway, let's see this.
Na vile mnajua mimi pia ni mwalimu. Wakati ya mambo ya michezo ya kuigiza, mimi hukuwa na walimu wa shule, na hapo ndio nilimjua mwalimu Andanje, na yeye alikuwa very humble person. Na vile hapo unataka Mungu gani mwingine? Kwambia ukasema mimi nilisema unagoroka. Watu wanaenda hakuna dawa. Matibabu ni dawa. Na mimi ningependa kuomba kwamba the national government ambayo inaongozwa na Rais William Ruto iwachilie pesa za county haraka haraka, ifike katika county governments, ndio madawa zifike katika hospitali. Mheshimiwa, lakini mochari inafanya kazi. Hao watu wana mpango gani na sisi ba? Mimi ningependa kuchallenge viongozi hawa ambao wanakaa na rais. Kabla mseme jambo lolote, make sure that our hospitals are operational. Pia unataka kitu kingine na sisi tunakufa. Mimi ningependa kuomba tafadhali, tuhakikishe matibabu inafanya kazi. Jambo la pili, vile vile mimi naunga mkono viongozi wa kitaifa ambao wanasema ni lazima tupigane na ufisadi, because wale watu wanakula pesa ya wananchi ndio wanafanya
All right, so during that burial, of course, automatically Malala was attacking the government and indicating that they need to take care of hospitals, take care of the living than the dead. So you nipata wapi kiboko? Nitawatandika tu sahi. You know? Because if someone takes care of you as you are dead and contributes money, it does not really help. What matters is you help someone when they are still alive, offer them education, offer them an easy life, offer them what is required, you know. So today, it has been a very low end, especially when I checked that KERICHO dilapidating state of the affairs right there. And this man, now in Senate, they are confused about what to do here and there. And I'm like, really? Like, really? It's sad. Okay, it's quite sad. And there is something else I wanted to check on before I end this, because we are into 40 minutes. I want to do something else here. Yeah, there is something about KIAMBU, the KIAMBU affair, whereby when the people from KIAMBU are called to State House, we saw that they started to argue out that KIAMBU is a big place and should be separated from the rest of the parts of Mount Kenya so that they stand on their own. I'm looking for that video. And that is why you can see me straining here and there, guys. And I'm like, why do they want to separate themselves from the rest of Mount Kenya? You know? If KIAMBU is separated from the rest of Mount Kenya, what happens? Let's just see. And in fact, ICHUNGWA ICHUNGWA spoke on this, and we also saw some people from KIAMBU speaking about it. What does it mean when KIAMBU is separated from the rest of Mount Kenya? Let's just check on this.
Tunataka maendeleo yetu, mipangilio yetu, maminista wetu, ma-PS wetu, pesa yetu, lakini siwekwe pamoja na pesa ya huku kwingine. Wao wapewe pesa yao, kwa sababu sisi uongozi wetu haupitangi mto wa Chania.
Imekuwa cosmopolitan, imekuwa kama Nairobi, na imekuwa na watu wengi wanakuja kukaa hapa na wengine wanakuja kununua. Kiangalia mahali kama Ruiru tuna ward 8. Hizo ni kaunti 5 za mahali kwingine. Hata Kiambu yenyewe ni kama kaunti, Kiambu ikiwa yote mzima ni kama kaunti zingine karibu 6. Hata kura zetu hakuna kaunti nyingine hata Nairobi iko na kura kama zile ziko Kiambu. Kwa hivyo serikali inapopewa kura na watu wa Kiambu inafaa pia kuangalia na jicho lingine ambalo ni zaidi ya wale. Hata kura zetu ni mingi.
Lina idadi kubwa ya watoto wanaoenda shule, lina idadi kubwa wa shule za kimataifa, lina idadi kubwa ya watu wengi wa biashara nyingi na nyumba ambazo watu wanaofanya kazi Nairobi wanaishi hapa katika jimbo.
The question is, who is...
I don't know why this phone, there is a hanging effect on the phone all the time. So if you look at that, guys, I wonder if Kiambu is going to be separated from the rest of Mount Kenya, for example, what exactly is the plan? Is it that they really want to have a governor on their own and then have the rest of the part a governor on their own? Or what is their plan? Do they feel like they're not part of Mount Kenya? Or I do not understand. Because they are saying they're big after Nairobi, Kiambu is the next. But then what is the problem if it is as it is and remains to be? Because having many schools was, they got an advantage of being close to Nairobi, you know. Having a large population, of course, because Nairobi is full now, people will go to Kiambu and buy there because if you don't get an opportunity to work in Nairobi and work in Kiambu, you'll be as good as you are in Nairobi. Because I know people who are working in Kiambu and they're comfortable because they live in Nairobi and they work in Kiambu. Because possibly their husbands are in Nairobi and they are in Kiambu or vice versa. So I do not understand why there is this kind of plot, because I saw that a lot on Lekwinye platform and I was surprised. And of course Kimani Ichung'wah came out speaking and I was like, have you been revived from the EACC now? You are free to speak about this. Let's listen to this.
Wakati ule tulikuwa tunaenda kwa campaign ya uchaguzi wa 2022. Kuna mambo ambayo tulikubaliana na wewe, Mungu akikujalia na kwa uwezo wa kura za watu wa Kiambu upate kazi ya rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Kuna mambo ambaye ungetufanyia kama nchi na ufanyie watu wa Kiambu. Na tunakushukuru kwa mwaliko wako ili kwa midterm review ukuje utuambie mahali ulikupea na tunaenda wapi, ni gani imefanyika, ni gani inafanywa saa hii na ni gani umepangia. Kwa hivyo your excellency.
You see, Ichung'wah comes out and says clearly that there's something they asked for and they are waiting for an action. So, we have had so many people coming and I didn't see Talei Wangeshi. We had Martin SL. Thank you so much. I didn't see. It's like the screen was actually stuck. So we come to this end in this discussion and check on this aspect of corruption. We check on the aspects of plotting. We check on the ridiculous suggestions by RAILA to actually create regional super governors. And we check on the, the High Court processes of halting. Finally, the court has halted the construction of the 11 million State House Church. Why? Because currently, if corruption is at stake and we are hearing what we are hearing, then why should this be allowed to proceed, And of course, waiting for 2027, guys, but the wars, sometimes they just make you sick. Anyway, but we have to talk about it all day. So we